Welcome back. Today we have John Patterson playing against Cole Stellato in round 3 of the Full Grip Games Gym Leader Challenge League night. Cole currently has one badge, his Colorless badge. John is on the left playing Colorless, and Cole is on the right playing Dark. The winner of this game will move on to the final round, and I will post that game in a few days from now. So 2 videos this week. And if you like these playmats that are here, they are available on my Etsy shop, linked below in the description. I have one for all of the original types in the base set. This is the grass and the fire type. Anyways, getting right into the game. Cole going first. Quick balls for Spiritomb, getting rid of Beast Ring very early on. Interesting choice. And also placing tools down right away. And that is the reason why he's thinning his hand down, playing everything he can, because he has the turn 1 Carmine. Carmine is a new supporter that allows you to play it even if you go first, and you can discard your hand and draw 5 cards. Doesn't find any other basic Pokemon off of that, unfortunately. And we are over to John's side on his turn 1, and his hand is looking stacked. I see the TM Turbo Energize is already there, starting with that Cyclizar, Snorlax in hand as well. Guzma and Hala is the supporter for turn from John. And he will search out a tool, a special energy, and a stadium card. And his choices are Capture Energy, Bravery Charm, and Artisan. So with Capture Energy and Artisan, John will be able to get nearly fully set up on his first turn, as well as begin powering up that Snorlax with the TM Turbo Energize. This is the dream start for a colorless deck. Capture Energy onto the Cyclizar will grab that Skwovet. Skwovet is one of the most important cards in the colorless deck. It has the Nest Stash ability, which allows you to shuffle your hand and put it at the bottom of your deck, draw 1 card. Doesn't sound very good on its own, but the colorless deck has so much draw power with Bibarel, with Oranguru, that being able to see the next 3 cards or the next 5 cards is so powerful, and Skwovet is the enabler of that. And you can see that John found Kangaskhan off of Artisan, which tells me that Oranguru is probably prized, because that would have been the grab normally here to draw and refill his hand. But it is okay. He does have TM Turbo Energize, which he is using here to attach 2 basic fire energy onto that Snorlax. Therapeutic Energy is also in hand. That Snorlax is ready to go next turn. Turn 2, 180 damage. Deal with that, Cole. We'll see if he can. Going into Cole's turn, he does have the Sneasel off of the Artisan. Weavile is a great attacker in the Dark deck into Colorless, specifically because Colorless has so many Pokemon with abilities. Right now there are 3 in play, and Weavile would be doing 150 damage. So that is the reason for Cole to grab the Sneasel. He has Tag Call for Cynthia and Caitlin, and Guzma and Hala is already in hand. He's getting rid of that U-turn board, as well as the Cynthia and Caitlin he just found. He will be able to grab his special energy. You can see he grabs the Rainbow Energy there, the Artisan of his own, and the Luxurious Cape. That Spiritomb already has 2 damage counters on it from its ability, Building Spite, and the Rainbow Energy gives it an additional damage counter to put it up to 3, plus the Hustle Belt, which adds an extra 60 damage. Cole will be able to take the first knockout of the game into this Cyclizar thanks to that Hustle Belt. But here comes Snorlax. 2 cards in hand for John. It is the Therapeutic Energy and a Raihan. Therapeutic Energy will definitely go onto the Snorlax, and now the question is, will John Nest Stash away the Raihan to see the next card? Probably not. The Raihan is a great supporter to have, and it is better than drawing a random single card, because Raihan could get you out of a future hand if Cole is able to respond to this Snorlax here. His board is not the strongest, but something like the Foul Play Zoroark that can copy Snorlax's attack could just be what he needs here. He does promote the Sneasile. Maybe he has the Weavile to do 150 damage. Field Blowers away that Bravery Charm, so that 150 damage would be enough to knock out the Snorlax. He does also find Guzzlord and Morpeko, which has free retreat. And he also can recycle that Spiritomb. So Cole has a pretty good response in terms of board setup here. Colress's experiment is the supported for turn. We'll just see if he can find the evolution and energy he needs. And it looks like he finds nothing. Cole unable to attack into this Snorlax, unfortunately. No evolutions found. Gets rid of the Buddy Buddy Poffin and the Hisuian Heavy Ball. Those hit the lost zone. Sableye is benched. Its Excavate ability allows you to look at the top card of your deck and discard it if you'd like. You can do a little bit of top deck control there. He decides to keep whatever is on the top there, so that will be his draw for the next turn. Maybe it will find him the attack he needs, but Cole does just need to pass here, unfortunately. Not what you want to see when you're staring down a Snorlax on turn 2. And now on John's side, he does have an energy attachment to Kangaskhan, but no supporter, no draw, still just the Raihan in hand, and knocks out the Sneasel. And Cole promotes the Zorua instead of the Morpeko, which has free retreat. So I'm wondering if he has the cards necessary to attack with Zoroark this turn. Otherwise, it is correct to just go into the free retreater. He does have Hoopa off of the Artisan. Trainer's Mail. Will this get him out of this hand? Find a supporter he needs. Unfortunately not. It is only a rescue stretcher found off of that Trainer's Mail. So again, Cole looking like he might not be able to respond to this Snorlax, unfortunately. And we'll have to probably sack this Zorua. If Morpeko had been put active, he could have chosen what he wanted to sack. Maybe the Sableye, maybe the Hoopa. Zoroark is a good attacker, and it has that Dark Claw attached to it, so it might be wasted here. Excavate, looks like he wants to save whatever is on top again. Hopefully a good card this next time. Double Colorless does come down onto the Guzzlord, so that will be starting to be powered up. And after this next turn, sorry, never mind, Beast Ring was discarded early. Anyways, back over to John's side. He did top deck the Hisuian Heavy Ball, which is the perfect top deck. He can now bench the Oranguru and be able to start refilling his hand, draw some more cards. Doesn't need to hold on to that Raihan anymore. Parallel City is devastating for Cole here, having to discard down to 3 on his bench. He gets rid of Morpeko and Hoopa. We'll see what John draws here. Looks like off of the Nest Stash, he found a Hex Maniac. Debating on playing it definitely after you draw with Oranguru, as well as Bibarel found there. John is cooking. Another double colorless energy also found attached to the Lugia. John is finding so many things he needs. Still has supporter for turn. Will it be that Hex Maniac? Looks like it is the only option. It does shut off Sableye. It does shut off Spiritomb. Limits Cole a little bit. We'll see what he can do here. He does go up with the Spiritomb. And Cole has Professor's Letter and Frozen City ready to go. Frozen City is a great card to use alongside Spiritomb. It can add an additional 2 damage counters to Spiritomb, giving it a plus 60 damage real quick. Could catch opponents off guard, not expecting for Spiritomb to be able to attack for so much so soon instead of waiting turn for turn with building Spite. So Cole will be able to go up to 4 damage counters, but you can see he is thinking now, since the Hex Maniac was played, he is stuck at 4 damage counters and can't knock out the Snorlax. And maybe he should have gone up with something like Sableye to attack with Disable to force John to find a switch with the Snorlax. Unfortunate here for Cole. I wonder if he was a little too eager since he had the letter and the Frozen City in hand to go up with the Spiritomb. When facing with a Snorlax, it can be difficult to know what to do. It is an insanely broken card, probably the best attacker in Gym Leader Challenge. Cole was able to get his Purloin down. If he can evolve into Liepard soon, he could begin drawing cards. That Guzzlord still is maybe just a turn or two away from taking knockouts, which, never count yourself out when you are dark and you have Guzzlord almost ready to go. Taking multiple prizes is insane in Gym Leader Challenge and can really swing the game in your favor. John finds Cynthia and Caitlin off of the Pokegear. Somehow it ended up in the discard pile by accident after a nest stash. That is what they're discussing here. It should be shuffled to the bottom of the deck along with the other cards, and that's exactly what they're doing. So that is resolved. John will draw one off of the nest stash. It is an Ultra Ball. 2 more cards off of Rangaroo. He'd love to see maybe a Mallow and Lana here to heal the Snorlax, get rid of all the damage that was just done with Spirit Dream, or maybe a boss's orders to take out the Guzzlord now. Decides not to thin the hand down with Ultra Ball and just draws 2 with Bibarel, and those supporters were not found, though he could stack them for the following turn. Cypher Maniac is the supporter here, which will allow John to choose any 2 cards and put them on top of his deck. Guzma is one of the choices, as well as Town Map. Cole picking up the Frozen City, looking a bit disappointed in his body language, and understandably so. This Snorlax is sweeping right now, and Cole is a little bit stuck. We'll see what he can piece together here. Has he found any supporter yet? Unfortunately, it looks like no. It looks like just a Dark Energy off the top of the deck, and another one discarded from Excavate. It'll just have to be an attached to Guzzlord and pass. Luxurious Cape could buy Cole a turn. John only has 2 prizes remaining, so he could KO the Sneasel, and then Cole could try to make some sort of a comeback with Guzzlord. We'll see if that's possible. But John, we know he stacked the Guzma on top of his deck. He should probably just target down the Guzzlord, deal with it now. Weaken it, those could be his final 2 prizes on that Luxurious Cape. Cole looking a little stuck. Not much to do here, unfortunately, after those initial draws. Trainer's Mail, Colress's Experiment, none of those found him additional supporters, unfortunately. And there it is, the Guzma onto the Guzzlord. It's going to attack with the Lugia, soften it up, and make it so he could take 2 prizes on the next turn and clean this game up. Debating on whether or not to play any of the remaining cards in his hand. Could put Luxurious Cape down onto the Lugia. We already saw Field Blower played on Cole's side, so it wouldn't go anywhere, and Lugia wouldn't die to a Red Banquet. But with 2 attackers built up, this should be probably the end of the game. Unfortunate for Cole to have gotten this far and have missed out a little bit on not finding the attackers he needed or the energy he needed or even any supporters to keep him going. Snorlax is just too powerful, has too much HP, and does way too much damage. It is the best attacker in Gym Leader Challenge for a reason, especially when you have that therapeutic energy attached to it, making it so you don't need to do any coin flips to wake up. You can just continue swinging. And Cole Guzma's up the Snorlax with the Sneasel, trying to buy a little bit more time, but John just needs to find a Versus Seeker or a Boss's Orders to take the final 2 prizes on that Guzzlord with Luxurious Cape. Rotom Phone is in hand, so we'll see if he can find it. Nest Dash, Oranguru, Bibarel also can dig John so far into his deck. There it is, off of the Rotom Phone. The Boss's Orders is found, and will take the final 2 prizes on Guzzlord. And John moves on to the finals of this week's Gym Leader Challenge League night. I will post that video in the next few days, so look forward to that. Please subscribe if you don't. Thank you so much for watching. Check out these playmats for sale on my Etsy, linked below. and look forward to the finals match coming in a few days. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.